That's loud. I'm not a fan of that. That's better.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yay, everyone's here. Bear with me, I am just getting my notes together.
Give me 5 seconds. I am eating a popsicle.
Oh.
I would like to finish that.
You can have a
So
minute.
sorry.
Take your time. Enjoy the popsicle.
No. All right. Well, Nina, so would you like to do the recap? Unless someone else wanted to do the recap. I think she had really good notes, though.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you go ahead and do the recap then?
All right. So last session we started off approaching the elven city of Everland, where Nina's grandmother lived. Except we found out when we arrived that everything seemed off. It was full of elven people who were very snooty and pretentious, and nobody seemed to know who Nenia Dia was. We were treated with a lot of disdain before we were directed to a seer in the city, who, by like a sympathetic guard, who had seen us kind of trying to interact with this dark, shadowy figure across the river. But we eventually kind of took a detour, went to the seer, and she pointed us in the same direction of the dark thing, but not without a couple of like our own little cryptic messages and things about one another. There was some ether and time, some starlight, different things about each other. But we did end up following the shadowy figure, and it brought us to a dark house in the woods, where upon entering, we were quickly trapped inside. But Nina just kind of figures it's all part of the dark magic of our family, so she stepped in and used her hand mirror to look through the 4 mirrors and ended up freezing, shattering, and disappearing. Upon that, you guys all tried to kind of figure out what happened and slowly made your own way through the mirrors. I think Chara backed up through one, Nathan did something else, Liam blasted an Eldritch Blast through one maybe, and then went through himself. But you guys all ended up in your own little puzzle rooms, where you guys were completely isolated from one another, except for the fact that you could like faintly hear one another if you called out loudly. The various puzzles were Liam having to interact with the statue and effectively hit it until each hit got him a line of a verse that he had to put in order. Chara's room was a balancing act of potions labeled Doom and Mercy. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. As dissonance, Rowan's sword was like slowly being lifted towards a black orb every time it went a little out of balance. Nathan's room was a museum of Liam's past with portraits of people that he seemed to have to organize into a dead and alive category. And then Rowan's room was a ritual sacrifice, and she had to learn a little bit about Chara's backstory in it. It was only after all of the puzzles were solved that you guys ended up like plopping down into this big starry void where you found all of the shards of Nina with different versions of her in each one. And when Nina reached, or not Nina, when Liam reached for Peasant Nina, which none of you guys have seen, we got a big flashback of Nina's life, essentially, or the life that she's forgotten. And it turns out that she is actually one of Liam's sisters, and her memory has been completely altered and modified. And now that they successfully brought her out of it, she has those memories back. Is still very confused, but we ended up fighting, I forget what you called him. But we learned a lot more about the hag, how it was tied to the deceiver and everything before we, like, I think it was like a guardian of some kind.
Pact Breaker.
Pact Breaker, that's what it was. We had to defeat him in order to completely escape. But when we did, we decided to camp out in the woods where the house no longer was.
Okay. All right.
Did we learn what caused you to lose your memories?
Think so. I think it was just kind of like tied up in the flashback of like something to do with the hag, and the deceiver. I didn't have like the exact reason.
Okay. Alright, so that's gonna affect you in a certain way then.
Ah, crap. I hate how Discord shifts everything.
Yeah.
Every
You're welcome. Anytime. Just for you.
Let's see.
Funny anecdote time. My roommate has a Bluetooth bathroom fan. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't hear Nina tell the backstory or what happened last session. It's because it was connected to his bathroom fan. So he heard everything that happened last session, and I did not.
Oh no.
But don't worry, I remember what happened this time.
Can you imagine, like, sitting in the bathroom, doing your business, and all of a sudden just sound comes out explaining this dark backstory, and you're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to him. Because he heard me go, what the hell is going on? And he goes, you're connected to my bathroom fan. That's what's going on. Oh, shoot.
That's funny to me that it's a Bluetooth fan. Like, it obviously also has a speaker in it for music that's a fan. That just seems like a strange combination.
Okay, imagine that you're taking the bougiest shower ever. Lights off, music on. Like, it's actually incredible. It's kind of cool. And then it's better than a bathroom speaker.
Is it like the ceiling fan, like the vent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It does all of the things.
Nice.
Yeah, at first I thought you were just talking about like literally a tiny portable fan. with
Yeah,
a
me
speaker in
too!
it that you're bringing into the bathroom with you, and I'm like, what is happening here?
I've seen the
There's so
ceiling
many-
ones. That makes sense, though.
It's a
Right.
ceiling one, yes. He doesn't just carry like a Bluetooth fan into his bathroom with him. That my computer connects to.
Okay. This looks weird, but we're going
Oh,
with
and
it.
that's one thing. Is Nina, you threw your mirror into the fire?
What?
What?
Yep, she did.
Oh,
You
yeah.
threw your mirror into the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys awaken. Actually, let's start a little bit further. You guys are sleeping in the forest. All of you are getting a long rest. But because of where you are located, does anyone want to roll me a d20?
Sure.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, that's a good start. That's a 1.
Okay. All right. It is actually a good start. Nothing happens.
But
Okay.
before we go too far, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Nathan would probably take the last watch of the night.
Okay. All right. So the majority of you everyone's able to get a long rest. With that, Nathan, as you are awakening, or you're standing there and watching the light of day slowly start to pierce through behind the trees, the canopy of trees, you do hear some rustling around you. And as you kind of look, you can roll me a perception check.
That's a 2.
I am currently in front of a tree,
Okay.
staring at it, just doing like gun tricks and spinning and looking at this tree.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
And yes, it was a 2.
You hear some rustling, but you're so enamored with what you're doing at the moment. Yeah. You look up at one point, and the large tree that had looked very looming the night before, and by large, I mean it was, I forget how fucking tall it was, but it's really big fucking tree. It's no longer there, and there are just other trees, normal trees, kind of surrounding you. It just looks like a typical forest. And the rest of your party starts to awaken. Yeah, you guys all awake. Sorry, I was thinking about if I wanted to do something and I don't.
We probably let the fire go out over the course of the night, right? We didn't keep it going.
Yeah.
I think Nina's gonna take like a stick or the fire poke or whatever that they had been using, kind of shuffle around the ashes to see if she can see if the mirror's at all ruined or decimated or anything.
You shuffle the ashes and such aside as it crumbles beneath. You see the small mirror sitting there, and it looks undamaged.
Yeah, I didn't think it was actually gonna be that easy. I think she'll pull it out, kind of like wipe it off with her finger and just set it on a rock and kind of just sit there and stare at it until everyone's up and moving around.
Char would come up next to you, I think, and just be like, "What are we looking at? What do you got there?"
It's the mirror. I think I could safely leave it behind, but before the connection was severed, she like told me I was on my own, but then told me to take her with me. As in, like, maybe she has unfinished business on the other end of it.
Do I smell any magic on the mirror still?
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
And Char would lean forward and give it and go, "Hmm. I don't think you should leave it behind.
I don't really
It's
think
like-
I should either.
You should probably, I don't know, recycle it. I don't think that you I don't necessarily know if leaving it in the middle of the woods for some other tragically tormented child
Right.
to find is a good idea."
Right, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. Liam, you think Zoidberg's willing to hold on to this?
Liam is still like just waking up, but you can tell that he was like watching over you overnight. Dagger in one hand.
She gives him a little like nudge with her shoe. Hey, loser, wake up.
Yeah. What's up?
Liam,
What? As I like hold Talon tight, ready to like strike.
as you sit up, you actually find yourself in a familiar area. Let's see. The rest of you, Nina, you watch as it looks like Liam sits up and just freezes, his eyes going distant and blank.
Oh no.
Liam.
Oh, here we go.
You the first thing you notice is a warm breeze across your face, and then the sound of fabric gently billowing and softly brushing against stone. You open your eyes and see yourself standing on a stone balcony that sits atop the edge of a cliff. And before you lies miles upon miles of desert oasis landscape. Clear blue sky stretches across the horizon, and gentle warm winds glide across the landscape, and the palm trees far below just swaying softly in its embrace. You turn and you see the lush open air room belonging to your patron, who sits casually beside the circular pool of water in the middle, one leg curled under the other, and then the other bent, her arm just kind of leaning on it, toying with a ribbon between her fingers, her solid blue eyes seemingly watching you.
I'm gonna walk up to her across from the other side of the pool, sit down, and very respectfully ask, "Why have you brought me here?"
She looks at you for a moment, her brow kind of furrowing a little bit. I did not bring you here.
I didn't initiate the vessel spell, the containment thing. How would I have come here if you didn't bring me?
And you see her kind of smirk and look down at the pool of water. And Liam, you notice now something you missed before. The water in the pool, it's swirling just gently. But now and then you feel the air around you pick up a little and watch the swirl build and the water lift just a few inches in the air like a little water tunnel before plopping back into the water. The air pushing back through the balcony. And her eyes just lift back up, looking towards you again.
I noticed the water doing that, right?
I am not doing this either.
Hazari, what's going on?
You don't sense it, do you?
I'm still new to the whole magic thing.
It's Koalum.
Koalum?
Koalum.
It's gonna be a horrible pronunciation, game. Koalum?
She chuckles at you a bit. It is Talon awakened.
I thought Talon was just a fancy knife that you lived in.
It has been literally centuries since I last felt my old friend stretching their thoughts into the world. And she kind of draws her finger through the water. After the Battle of Pesh, the Rod of Law was sundered, and Coelum became its own entity once more. Sleep was necessary for it to heal. Talon was the name given to it as a means of protection and secrecy. Your ancestors respected this.
So what does this mean? What's going to happen to my dagger?
I don't know. What I do know is that something has changed in the world that brought Coelum from its sleep. The longer you wield Talon, the better you will learn to adjust to its powers. For now, I imagine you'll sense something different within it.
Hazari, I appreciate the explanation about Alan and all this. I will guard this. I will continue to guard this. This is an important treasure to me, but I'm more curious about what happened last night. It seemed like you knew about it ahead of time. How did you know? Like, what's going on here?
What makes you think I knew?
You're the one who told me Zell was a lie.
Because I could see your memories.
How did you know that things were changed? How were you able to, like, how? You and I didn't contact until after my memories were changed. So how did you see what my memories were before then?
I am connected to you. Before you took a pact with me, I was still connected with you. You took on Coelum. That gave me access. The longer I was with you, the more access I had. You're not so hidden as you may think. Humans rarely are.
Well, that's a problem. Especially with what I do.
Fortunately, you're around other humans.
Well, I'm not necessarily human. Hazari, may I ask you for help? For a lesson?
What would you like to learn?
Do you know of a magic that can disguise me? To throw people off?
There are magics of this sort, yes. I believe we could come to an understanding with it.
What do I have to do?
Be willing and open.
Always.
Speak to me again after I've had some time to study as her eyes kind of look along the wall of bookshelves. For now, your party's worried, and she thrusts her hand through the water and splashes, and you come out of it.
You come out of it to Nina slapping you and then being like, Liam! Not good. Come on.
And Liam's just gonna yell, Zalfina, stop! Stop! Stop!
You just like went blank. I thought it was like happening to you this time.
I don't know what happened, but apparently I don't know what's going on, but something's happening with Talon. Hazari needed to talk to me.
What do you mean something's happening to Talon?
I have no idea. Apparently it's got a different name. It was something else. And apparently something in the world has changed and now something's happening to it. I don't know. To me, it still feels like my dagger.
What do you mean it had a different name?
It apparently used to be called something called Coalum? Coelum?
Does this
Koala?
sound... Yeah, does this sound oh my god, not interesting. Familiar to any of us?
You can roll a history if you'd like. It's going to be a very high DC.
And DM, I just saw what you did.
I got an 18.
Okay. Anyone else?
Oh, I have no
Or-
business rolling a history check.
Okay.
I also got an 18.
Okay. Yeah, none of you have any idea what it means. But for spelling purposes, Coelum.
Oh. Coelem or UM?
UM.
UM.
So,
Notes.
I've had some interesting things happen with Dissonance, and now you're having things happen with Talon.
Telling ya, magic items you get from patrons, anything special, they're cursed. All of them. I don't even care if you think that they're good. They're not. As Nina pockets the mirror and stands up. All right, so we're gonna go. Gonna dragon to seduce, persuade. Probably not kill, but
DM, what are you doing to me, DM?
You're welcome.
Yeah, no, I am super ready.
Are you ready for this, Nina?
do I have a choice?
No.
Yeah.
No. There's not much of a choice here.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm
there's,
gonna have to go with Chara on this one.
there's technically always a choice. We just don't like the other option.
The other option is we doom Westbridge to the Zentarum if we don't follow through.
And that's frankly not an option. I guess
Right.
Nina could just not go with us. But does any single person here? And then Chara pauses and like looks at Nina, between Nina and Liam. Nina? Zelf?
Either works.
Great. Great. Just new names.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm Zelfina. Liam's gonna want to probably call me Zel. That's fine. But it feels weird to like reintroduce myself to you guys when I have lived the last several years of my life as Nina too. I have both lives in my brain, and I don't really want to have to figure that out right now. I think I need time.
See, that's that's a choice.
Yeah.
So you can either stay behind or come with us.
Oh,
But I
I'm not
don't
staying
think
behind. Not a chance.
I'm more speaking to all of us. I'm not trying to call just Nina out.
Yeah, you guys went through some shit.
Yeah, Rowan, are you ready?
I'm not sure, and it's why I'm asking. Because, when you don't know how to swim, you don't really save someone that's drowning. And that's what I'm worried is where we're at. That
I can
we
tell you
all
from
are
experience
focused
that's
on
not
this
entirely
town.
true.
Who says that? You can throw a life preserver. Like, why would you just let someone drown?
I thought it was a really good metaphor, personally. Personally.
Because, I carry a life preserver in my bag. It's
It's like a potion.
a blow up one. Just kidding.
So, we gonna get the campfire going then again, sit down, kumbaya it, and talk about our feelings? Is that what would be helpful?
Did Charo ever tell what was in the room? Like, we haven't really shared what we saw in each thing, so.
Nina saw it all.
I shared. I thought I told you last night that it was dissonance.
You told Rowan while it was happening. Because you were
I
trying to
thought
figure out what to do.
But I thought afterwards we talked about.
You
We did a little
after,
bit because I told you what the abyssal was, because I had heard
Oh,
that, yeah.
And Rowan thought that my room was their room.
Yeah, at
It
first,
wasn't.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the plane, the That's right. Okay.
So,
I missed that part in my notes.
but if you want a refresher, we can definitely do a refresher.
Rowan?
You said something about, what was it, Mercy and Doom?
Mercy and Doom are the two sides of the scale, and dissonance is in the middle. And you couldn't. I tried to only do what I thought you would do in the moment, and Mercy, an overload on Mercy, but I literally couldn't escape without Doom as well. And there was math involved, so I blocked out parts of it. But essentially, they don't weigh the same. And the only way to. There was the word.
Which one
A
weighed?
word. What?
Which one weighed more?
I believe it was Doom that weighed more. It was like a 2 to 3. See, you're asking me to remember the math part, and I'm gonna be honest, that's not gonna happen. But I'm pretty sure that Doom ended up weighing more.
I mean, that sounds about right.
But it took some amount of Doom to win, essentially, to defeat whatever it is that's out there, and dissonance was the key.
By nature of the name itself. That makes sense.
So what was in your room?
There was a map of the plains on the floor, and 3 statues of... Were they all human?
Two
No,
human,
one was an elf.
one elf.
One else, right, yeah. That were stone, but yet I could believe them, and I basically had to do a blood sacrifice, but they were they were able to talk to me and said that they were betrayed and that love had failed them and betrayed, sacrificed by the deceiver, but that you saved them or freed them or gave them peace.
The deceiver was in my memories. Part of the... He was the one the hag made the deal with before I became Nina.
So this deceiver's playing a role in all of our lives.
Interesting. 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 Mhm.
I think he also had another name, I think. And DM, correct me if I'm wrong, because my notes might have been out of order. I think she called him Phrase? Raz? He's a demon. A big one.
Does that sound familiar to you, Chara?
Not without knowing what they looked like. But I don't personally have never participated in any blood rituals. Believe it or not, that's not something I've done yet. But it's entirely possible. We've saved plenty of people. We've also hurt plenty of people.
Little doom, little mercy.
You said the planes were on the floor.
Or at least they appeared after filling the bowls with the necessary amount. And I seemed to be given the option to leave this plane if I wanted to.
I can't believe you didn't take it.
I'm not gonna lie, I hesitated. But I have a job to do here.
Is that why you think you're not ready? Because you hesitated?
That's self-doubt, isn't it?
No, I think that's just
Unity.
survival.
Or giving up.
But you didn't choose that one. You're still here. If I chose to stay here now and let you guys go, would you think any less of me?
No.
I mean, honestly,
She like holds up her hand to like shut you up. Then don't think any less of yourself. Life's a series of crossroads. You choose one, you keep going. You can doubt yourself, that's fine. Just as long as you keep going forward. Don't let it freeze you in your tracks.
just as a slight insight, by the way, stopping to weigh your options is not doubt.
Yeah, that.
Doubt in the mission or guess do I even call it a mission? What I believe to be the mission given to me. The second life. I don't know. I should have been dead a long time ago.
Do you think that's maybe part of the problem? That you keep putting so much pressure on it to be a mission as opposed to one event after another? Like, why are you focused on this big, huge destiny? Why can't it just be one step at a time?
Every drop of waterfall in a waterfall does something to the rocks beneath it. I think it makes sense to look at the bigger picture, but I don't think obsessing over it helps. I think none of us know what to do every second of every day, and we're just literally making it up as we go along. Honestly, I think it's extremely cocky of you to assume that you'll know what you'll do in every situation. So, you may be... just enjoy the unknown for a minute.
Yeah, I know you're right, but just it's gonna take a minute, okay?
You're one of those people where you can't decide what to eat, you just don't eat it all, aren't you?
No, that's not the case at all.
There are people who don't eat at all.
Yeah.
I'll have you know I like food way too much. Okay? How else
Okay.
do I have
Do you
the energy
like
to
going
do
on
what I do?
adventures and having friends and moving forward in life? Cool, let's do that.
When
You
did this
don't wanna share?
Rowan time, okay?
I think you volunteered yourself for that one.
So, Chara, where exactly are you from? I didn't really talk to you.
I
I'll make him breakfast. Just goes over to the fire and starts making food.
Well, technically, I'm from the Feywild. And I think
Technically so many times.
because I remember bits and pieces. It's like asking where's your home, you know? It doesn't exist. I was born in the Feywild. I lived a portion of my life there, and one day, away from the house, I was transported to a set of woods, and I lived there for, I don't know, 25 years probably. Time is not the same here as it was there, so I couldn't tell you. And that's when I met the woman that gave me this form, and then I'll transform into the elven version of Charm. Which, Rowan, I think you would actually recognize this form now. I don't know if you would, but you should recognize Chara's elven form.
Do I? Is it the elf woman statue?
Yes.
The elven statue.
You look like what? Like you said, you needed to see them. You clearly already know one of them.
She was an elven woman, and well, I did need to see them, but now I know. The elven woman in the glen, I found her. She'd been stabbed. She said it was her lover who did it, before they were married, and I borrowed what she looked like, and I went and killed him. So to hear that somebody named the Deceiver was actually at play was kind of concerning. I'm honestly a little worried. I don't know who I killed. I don't know if I did the right thing, but I did what felt right in the moment.
So have you killed jilted lovers 3 times?
No, not that I remember. I thought that was the only one. That's the only one of note. When you say humans, I'm not sure who the humans were.
And I don't know if you want me to do the roll to see how well I kind of remember the details, but I'll try to.
Yeah, you can.
Can I roll to remember?
So you need me to roll something to see how well my details?
Sure. Yeah, roll history. Chara, you don't really need to roll because you don't know anything about these other 2 women.
I didn't think I did, yeah.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
Right.
Can't
no
describe
idea.
them, and you don't know.
Interesting. I mean, it was all in the same room, so there's got to be something. You said you were transported. Like, did you touch something that sent you, or did you get pulled here, or did you choose?
It was 50 years ago. I was still a kid in the day. Like, this is not... I couldn't tell you. In my memory, I remember I was in the woods. It was roughly sunset. And I was frolicking, as fey creatures do. And next thing I know, I was in a world of green.
Have you ever tried to go back?
No. I didn't think it was possible. But I'm gonna look for a way.
I'm sorry to hear that you've been trapped here. Away from your family. I'm sorry I didn't ask basically who you were earlier. Kind of jumped in head first.
One of my many powers is making myself comfortable in a group of strangers. So I don't blame you. But you should really be careful about who you let into your group. I'm just saying, because I could have easily been a bad person.
The deceiver?
I could be the deceiver. Wait, could I be the deceiver?
Can we inside check Chara right now?
Go for it.
Jury's still out about how good or bad you are.
19.
Chara, you
Actually,
can either
sorry,
do...
19
like I
plus
sat
5.
you all
19
down
plus
at a
5 is actually
bar.
24.
Chara, you
What
can
do
either
I
do
roll?
persuasion or deception.
Wait, what? Let's... Well, obviously I'm gonna do persuasion. Mother F, that's a 16?
What'd you get,
My
Nina?
modifier is 13. I rolled a 3.
What'd you get, Nina?
A 24.
Okay.
You know, with a 13 persuasion, I'm pretty sure that's sort of a deceivery type thing.
Nina, as you listen to this conversation and you hear Chara speaking, and you kind of open your mind a little bit, just kind of narrowing, really trying to look for the small notices and such. You get the sense that if she is the deceiver, she certainly doesn't believe it.
I know a lot about lying, Chara, and I think if anyone in this group's the deceiver, it's probably me. So I think
Or
you're
me.
fine.
Never
Yeah,
mind
that's
when
true.
Nathan.
It's not like I tried to sit you all down at a bar to talk about your lives or anything. So on eggs.
Me.
Ugh.
Oh. That reminds me, DM.
Yeah.
There's this item I have that technically the way it's phrased is it's not that I choose whether to do anything with it. It has to happen. I'm talking about the tiny duck crown.
Mm-hmm.
It technically does not be like, oh, when you wake up in the morning and choose to do it, it's... So... I am attuned to it.
I forgot you had bought that fucking thing.
So did I. That's why I'm like, I read it last
Just that
session
you
at the end,
can.
and I was like, oh crap, this is phrased that it's like you do it every morning.
Sure. Yeah. Roll a percentage die.
Right.
Thank you for. That's awesome. I totally forgot you had that.
Alright. So, I mean, I'm assuming we're in a forest.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. This could be interesting. Alright. 57,
Okay.
which means every duck within a 1 mile radius around you will come to you within the next 10 minutes and will follow you around until midnight. You roll 4d8.
I'm sorry, what? Is this chaos? This is going to happen.
4d8.
It
4d8.
is technically an unlikely on duck habitat at this moment. Because of where you're located this is the high forest. This forest is known more for wild creatures and darker things. There are tribes in this forest that would cut you down without hesitation. This is more of a game forest. However, as you're sitting there and eating eggs, anyone with a perception over, actually all of you hear it, you start to hear in the distance a soft quacking noise. Can't believe I'm having to describe this. Followed by another in the opposite way. Another far up above. And within minutes, a small little green duck comes waddling out of the forest. And it waddles right up towards you, Rowan. It hops up onto your leg, falling at first, and then using its beak to help push itself up. And it starts pecking at your eggs.
What the fuck is
A
that?
minute later,
Liam's frozen, looking at it.
about 4 more show up.
Oh, hell no.
This
All
is
of
great.
them different forms of ducks. 2 of them fly down, and you all just hear whack, whack.
Can we keep them?
Oh, perfect.
they
Somebody
are.
skin those for me. We can add meat to the breakfast menu.
I will roast them. And she starts to fire.
One of them turns towards you and goes, "Wow!"
Whoa.
Which I've been meaning to ask, Liam. I have a question. If we were to put fresh crab in your crab, would it be offended?
Liam is still staring at the ducks wide-eyed.
Are you afraid of birds, Liam?
Yeah, we were attacked by swans as kids, and the ducks were dicks at the farm, so
Just
we're
staring.
not keeping them.
Talon in one hand, and you can see, sort of like in the other hand, like green energy start to charge.
As long as they're
Tara
still edible when you
stands
two
in
are
front
done,
of-
that's
In
fine.
front of Rowan and the ducks, like hands on her hips, and she's like, "You are not going to kill these creatures."
Why else did you get the crown other than for obvious rations while we're traveling? Like, it literally brings game to you, right? That was the point of that.
No, they are little assistants too. I can actually command them to do things.
Like, eat your breakfast, and she points to the duck that's eating your eggs. Isn't that like a form of cannibalism or something?
You
Fun
see it,
fact, most birds are actually omnivores.
you see it like chewing for a moment, and then it pauses, and it coughs out some of the egg.
So, I mean, what I was explained by,
Like the goblin boy.
it, yes, like, I can basically speak a command word where, like, 5 ducks will assist and help with, like, say I need to do a perception check of something in the area, or we need to lift something, or and do a stuff roll and they can help lift or other things. They do leave after doing the assistance.
I feel like you got conned. You paid money for this.
Yes.
All right.
Nathan sounds like a disappointed dad.
They're not
That's
that
because he is.
That's funny.
I mean, not all ducks are dicks. Okay?
Yeah, but
Only
now
when
what are you gonna
miss
do with
them.
them?
These aren't dick ducks. Okay?
My question still stands. What is your plan now?
I don't know. They follow until midnight.
Unless you tell them to do something and then they go away.
Correct.
Well, we
But
might
they
need them.
just started. Midnight for real?
That's 12 hours.
More than that.
More than that, it's morning. I know math is hard.
Char is trying to pick up one of the ducks.
I mean, I think they're kind of cute. Look at this green
Make an
one.
animal handling check.
Nathan literally just wolfs his breakfast down like, all right, I'm leaving. Which direction are we going?
Okay, but I got a 22. So,
No, but you hold your hands out, and it like goes into your cupped hands and just nestles and rests.
I mean, look how adorable that is.
I'm with Nathan. Bye. Nina just starts walking off the way they came through these woods.
Are any ducks coming anywhere near close to Liam?
Nope.
No, Dame's roll. I saw the rolls.
No, they sense danger.
Liam is just, you can see him still tense.
I'm gonna look over at Char, but I didn't realize everyone was so sensitive about ducks.
I don't understand either. They're really cute. I can't believe you had this forever, and this is the first time that I'm getting to experience this amazingness.
It's not forever. I recently bought it, but I mean, we weren't really in a place where ducks normally are found with such as dungeons, so
I mean, ducks are close to dragons in relation, in theory, so maybe they'll be helpful. And Char's like just stroking the little duck.
Actually, side note, guys, just something I read recently. Dragons have like eyes on the sides of their heads, which means they're looking for predators. Which means there's something that preys on dragons.
It could be ducks.
So think about that for a second. Something scary
The-
dragons.
The ultimate predator. Ducks.
big ducks to be specific. Those ones are vicious.
Okay. We didn't decide where we were going. They just started walking.
Apparently. I'll start grabbing and putting my bedroll back in my bag and stuff. And I'll be like, okay, let's.
Char grabs her
Look
single
around.
snack. Just like her single bag. I was like, all right, let's go.
I'll put my pack on, and I'll lift up one of the ducks and put it on top of the pack.
Yeah, they're gonna make me have to look up duck art now. The duck sits on your shoulders, or on your pack, and settles down with a short little quack as you guys start to head off. The others just waddle behind in a little line.
Real quick question, just because I'm thinking about it now, and forgive me because it took me so long to finally see the movie. Can I rename Zoidberg?
It's your thing.
Okay. From now on, Zoidberg will be called Jarnathan.
Oh God.
Jarnathan was quickly a group favorite for me and my friends. So
Yeah, you should be able to rename it.
excellent.
All right. So you guys start heading your way. Are you heading basically? Where are you heading? Are you heading back the way you came? Are you heading forward through the forest?
I think we're trying to go to the scary place, Rune.
Rindress Manor.
Yeah. So I guess should one of us give you a survival check or some sort of thing to figure out which direction we're going in, based on which direction we came from the city?
Yeah, because that'll be the determining factor. Is if you're going to head back the way towards the break in the woods towards the Elven City and then make your way down the path, or if you plan to go through the High Forest.
We were told to get out of the High Forest. I think it makes more sense to go back the way we came and get out, but that's just my vote.
It's kind of where I was going. I can roll a survival though, since I was the first one to walk off.
I'll give you the help action.
Oh, sweet. Well, going with the first one. So 21.
Okay. Yeah, you guys absolutely are able to find your way back easily. Oops. Sorry. Yep. Without any type of issue, and you make the break in the trees by a couple hours later, and you see the Elven town across the river and the path towards the left that heads back towards the road. You guys
Nina stops and flips off the Elven City before going on.
Roll me a perception check.
13.
All right. You flip it off, and you just manage to squint your eyes and make out the form of Usunar Baneros hunched over at the edge of the river. And it looks like she's kind of been watching and waiting. She just rests her hands on her cane. And as she sees you flip everyone off, she kind of smirks, nods, and just walks off.
Yeah, so about that starlight and ether and time, she's a fan of your guys's. Rowan, Ethan. How
I'm
come
sorry.
You get
You
to
want me
smell
to
good?
translate some crazy old woman's words for you? Because
Yeah.
it ain't happening.
My gosh. What did the ducks piss you off that much? You're just snapping at everyone now?
You didn't let me eat one. I'm hungry.
I mean, You were the one making breakfast. I will give you a
Yeah,
side
and
eye.
I wanted one of your ducks.
Could be one
I
day.
want to eat one of your ducks.
You know, not really mine, but
But nonetheless, I don't know what the old lady was talking about. Do you?
you don't know
Aaron?
where they've been.
That's what fire's for. I'm not eating it raw. That would be weird.
Rowan, you feel something kind of grabbing, pecking at the hair in the back, just kind of tugging on it. And then you just kind of hear some small little noises and such, and then feel the warm body press up against the back of your head again. All right, you guys make your way down the path. Let's see if we've got a map here. Okay. Map of Faerun. So you guys were essentially right about here. And you went north. Headed back towards the road here. And over here is where the Elven settlement was, Everland. But you guys hit the road and start to make your way back down. There is an area where you can cross back here, an area where the river is actually quite thinner. But you can either pass through Yartar or you can head south back the way you had come. It's your choice. So you can either head this way and then south towards Rundruth Manor, which is in this area, or over here, or you can head down this way and cut across.
Well, we know that we probably want to stop. No, we don't actually have any money, do we? Oh no, we have some money. I'm thinking of something else. Do we want to stop and get, like, I don't know, some health potions or things on our way?
Makes
Might not
sense.
be a bad idea.
And we would know Yartar to be a little bit bigger than Westbridge and stuff, right?
Yep.
I think that's probably the good way to go. Stick to the main roads.
Okay. You guys start marching your way down. Are you taking it easy? Are you guys headed, like, are you trying to be stealthy at all, or are you just going? Headed fast, normal pace, or stealthy pace?
I don't think Nina is stealthy unless people tell her to be, so I'm gonna leave that to the party.
Normal, at least. That would be my vote.
Same. I've
Are the
seen
ducks
no
still
reason.
following us?
Yes.
Yep.
Liam is too tense to do anything other than move normally, or move very quickly away from the ducks.
How stealthy can we be with 50 ducks following us?
Yeah.
50 ducks at this point?
Oh, I don't know. I just made up a number.
There's 5.
There's fun.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
You're just assuming you're quacking all the time.
With every quack, you see Liam jump and green energy shoots out of his hand.
All right, you guys head down. By the time you get there, at normal pace, it's it's coming on about evening. And you see a fortified city. It seems to command the most northerly wagon bridge over the Desserin River. There's a walled citadel on the west bank of the river that connects to a bridge wide enough to accommodate 2 wagons with room to spare, and connecting the Evermore Way into and through Yartar. The road leads east to Everland and Silvery Moon, and west to Tribor, and eventually Waterdeep, the further you go along the long road. But Yartar is seemingly very prosperous as you come in. It is increasingly crowded, so buildings look like they've been torn down. Old ones have been torn down and taller ones built 4 stories high in some instances. And there's quite a lot of people bustling about. It's an odd mix. There's an odd mix of what looks like fairly wealthy people. Most of you, I think, have been to Waterdeep. It's not quite Waterdeep wealth and prosperity and such, but there is wealth here, and that there's also this kind of seediness as well. Like wealth is trying to be built upon on top of it. And it's not doing a very good job covering that. But yeah, you guys come in and... Sorry. We're here. Welcome to Yartar.
So guys, we should probably stock up, especially on potions.
Yeah, that's first stop, in my opinion.
You may
And then
have
we should find a place to sleep.
you may have to update your health bars with your new stats.
Oh,
right.
thanks.
You would see Chara like looking at a stall with pretty scarves. I mean, like, well, we have to only get things that we need.
Look,
No, I mean, if
your
you want to
money.
buy something, it's your money.
live your life, queen.
Yeah, what he said. Queen.
Liam just shoots Nina a look. And as he does that, he's going to snap his fingers, and his face is going to start changing. You see him become like hair gets much darker, shorter, almost like kind of like a crop, not a crop, but like a buzz cut. Beard is gone, his ears go like human. Nose becomes a little bit bigger, a little bit bulbous. Teeth start to go missing, like every other tooth. Face is a little bit dirty. And yeah. I'm using disguise self. And I'm going to go start stealing.
Okay. So we'll say you guys happen across someone, and are you looking for shops, or what do you
Yeah.
guys... Okay.
I think like an alchemist or potion apothecary style shop.
Okay. You guys basically are going to head right into the middle of the city, where this is a marketplace. There are quite a few stalls and such set up, and it is a bustling area. There's a cacophony of noise and such happening around you. was not expecting this.
I feel like we do this to you every session, DM. I'm sorry.
Where's my...
As Liam like did that to his face, he's gonna snap his fingers and use a second spell at the same time. And that's a silent image of his normal look with the group.
Oh, you're casting a normal Liam?
Yep.
All right.
Just the group very silently moving with them, while normal Liam is like a few steps behind them and just trying not to like look with them. I'm essentially going to steal from them and then like steal from people and then just go back into myself.
Okay.
It's the whole reason why I got these Eldritch Invocations.
If you don't want to do like a full shopping episode, DM, I don't think we necessarily have to. I'm just looking to pick up a handful of healing potions. So if you just want to roll some dice and tell us how much, how many, we can go from there. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel like you have to come up with a whole NPC for this. Like,
No,
this
you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll hold off like year and stuff because we just got some new stuff.
Yeah, I'm happier to let Liam play around with his new toys than anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you
And
come
if
up
you get a
to...
second, I would like to find a shop that might have black powder per chance. But
Yeah.
that's all Ethan would want to do.
Yeah, you...
And Chara definitely wants to buy clothes at some point.
Okay.
But
No, it's cool,
Does not
guys.
have
It's
to-
cool. Fortunately, I came prepared today.
We're killing the DM.
All right. Yeah, you find a stall and you would see a human woman standing behind it, and she would offer you several different healing potions, 4 different kinds. Which kind would you like?
I just need to know prices first.
Top of the line. We are a part of the Alchemist Guild, after all, and we make the greatest there are. You'll know our stock by, and she holds up a bottle and shows you the seal on it, which Liam, Rowan, and Nina.
Mhm.
I think you would. Did you know Flick?
Yes, I
Yeah, okay. Then yeah, you would recognize the stamp as being the guild that he was a part of.
Nice.
Say DM. While everyone is like talking, trying to get these potions from the person and buy them legitimately, can I steal some potions?
Go for it. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Ooh, my first roll of the night, and it is, holy shit, 29.
Okay.
I said holy shit because I just realized my sleight of hand is plus 11.
All right.
Rogue's doing rogue things.
Roll me a d4.
Ooh. That's a 3.
You are able to snag 1 potion, and you can add a superior healing potion
Ooh.
Nice.
as you pocket that quickly.
Are we going with like regular healing 50 gold, greater healing is it 100, 250? What is
She would offer you these at slightly more expensive costs. So healing would be 30 gold, greater healing 110.
Okay. I'll take 3 greater healing.
Okay.
So 330.
She
I
would,
hand her 33 platinum.
she
right, that's math.
accepts it and hands them over.
DM, I'm warning you, you know not what you've done. I'm going to steal so much more now.
And I guess I'll take, if there's enough stock, I can take 2 graders.
Okay. So 220.
Nathan kind of leans into the two of you and like, you know, you're allowed to haggle, right?
Haggling is for peasants. Yes.
The
Which
shopkeeper looks at you.
Recently learned you are one.
Oh, shut up. What did she say?
Oh, she just looked at you when you said it was for peasants and just gave a nod with an approving smile.
Can I like, no, there's no way I would have been able to catch Liam. I wanted to see if like there was any way we'd be able to see what he was doing, but we just know that he's being sneaky stuff. He's doing other things, not as himself. So
Yeah.
all right, that's enough for me. I got a little something new. Anyway, I think getting rid of Groat freed up my dragon a little bit. So
You guys move on, and Chara, you notice a stand. It's less of a stand and more of like a cloth kind of tent, or just cloth kind of pieces, long pieces hanging down from a central point at the top. And there are multiple stands with cloth hanging off of it. And you would see a short dwarven man standing there in just decked out regalia, and he has his hair is like tied up in this tight bun on the top, and it's just got a braiding around it and perfect man bun on the top. His beard is perfectly braided down to a point, and he has dark charcoal makeup on as he would gesture towards you. You're coming to my shop, aren't you?
Well, it seems like I'd be remiss if I didn't. Chara would walk right in.
Mm-hmm.
Totally loves a
would.
salesman.
Yeah. Just offer you in. What are you looking for, darling?
Well, something I'm envisioning, and she's like touching things as she like walks through. I'm thinking dark blue,
Okay.
something light, and
See-through?
probably. But can you keep a secret?
Always.
I need something that can accommodate two tails.
You see him smile. Come with me. And he brings you over to a stand where there's several long swaths of cloth, and he would pull out quite a few. There's one swath that is just this dark, almost navy, with just hints of little sparkles in it, like tiny little starlight. There is a swath of somewhat teal, dark teal, like a stormy teal, and it just kind of, as the light catches it, it shimmers between a little bit greenish towards a little bit bluish. Would either of these do?
I think not the sparkly one, but the shimmery one, the one that goes between the blue and the green.
Excellent choice. What do you plan to use this for?
Oh, an outfit, of course.
Do you need one made?
No, I can do that. And she'll go, I made this one after all, and I don't know, this has not been brought up yet, but fun fact, it's a set of curtains that she stole from the mansion, and she made it into a dress, just so we're clear. Like, nobody is like, it's not been brought up yet, but it's very much like handmade, but not in a bad way.
Awesome. All right. Excellent. Well, this is some of the finest cloth you will find here. I'd be willing to give you the whole roll of this for 2 gold pieces.
Sold.
Excellent.
He hands over 2 gold pieces.
He would hand it over to you.
Did I do that? I think it's more.
It would. I'm sorry. I totally read that wrong. It's 25 gold pieces.
Oh. Would 15 work?
Make a persuasion check.
Would 15 work? We will persuade.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better this time. Are you serious? I'm gonna throw myself off of a bridge. That was a crit fail. It was a 1.
Oh.
Out of character, did you drag the group with you or are you by yourself?
Did y'all follow? Because Chara said salesman. The question I was kind of disappointed. I wanted Liam to come and steal shit. Without having to be like, Liam, come and steal shit.
Liam's looking for an equipment shop now, since we're doing like a quick shopping thing.
Yeah, no. Well, realistically though, it was a 14, even with the 1 that was rolled, because my modifier is 13.
25 gold, dear. This is some of the finest sheer fabric you will find here. Look on the bright
Fine.
side.
Well,
And he holds it up against your shoulder and arm. Imagine it. Imagine it.
Chara will look at her arm and she'll just transform her arm to be her fur and go, I guess you're right. And she'll go, fine, I need a lining as well. Satin.
Done.
Not sateen. Satin.
That'll be an extra 4 gold pieces.
And I'll hand him a platinum. No. That was bad math. 10. 3
So-
platinum,
Ah.
right? I don't know what math
I think 10
is.
gold's a platinum, right?
It is,
Yeah.
yes.
So then,
And it's
yes.
25.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus 4, so 26 gold. No,
Yeah.
I can't add either. 29 gold.
Great. Perfect. 3 platinums. I'm really glad that my math skills are coming into play more and more every time.
I'm so embarrassed. Okay. Anyways. Do you want change?
No. He was a good salesman. And I didn't do well in my persuasion, so no.
You're going to look lovely in that. Do come back again. Especially to show off whatever it is you make. I am intrigued.
She'll flip her hair and walk out.
Nathan. You come across a little, not little, it's more of a stand that looks set up with quite a few barrels set around it. And you would see a gentleman sitting behind it, wearing almost looks like a smithy's apron, as he stands up and just notices you coming forward. You looking for something specific?
Very.
What are you looking for, sir?
Nathan reaches back and pulls out the little baggie of black powder that he currently has left and puts it down on the counter. More of that.
I see. And he would pull it open, kind of pull out some on his finger, feel it. That's some fine gunpowder. All right. And he starts digging through his stuff. Let's see. And he pulls out a small, basically almost like not a water canteen, but kind of like a leather satchel that's got like a nozzle. And he pulls that out, slaps it down on the counter.
That'd be a hell of a lot more convenient.
Try to make things better for people. I myself like to dabble in a little bit of firearms. It's not
Really?
well known around here, but it's catching.
Huh. Hey. Always seeing that come up and around.
Yeah.
How
I'm
much?
surprised to see anyone with packing nowadays. I too
I'll
thought
tell
it
you what.
was.
I'll give you a surprise. You give me a good price on this.
You got a deal.
He
All
pulls
right.
out life, spins it, opens the chain cylinder, pops all the shells out, and puts it on the counter in front of him. Go
He
ahead. You
slams
can
his
play for a
hands
minute.
down on the counter and like leans forward. Can I? Do you mind?
Absolutely.
Oh my
It's
god.
unloaded. You should be safe.
He holds it up and starts looking at it, adjusting it. This is... My god, this is masterful work. Where'd you get these?
That part's a secret.
All right. Fair enough. How are you... Are you packing the powder in, or...
He pulls out one of the rounds and puts it down on top of his counter. Put it
Brilliant.
inside the shell and put the projectile on top. And then press them together.
All right. Tell you what. Do you mind giving me about 10 minutes of time here?
Absolutely.
All right. He would pull out a notebook, start jotting down notes, making drawings and such. And by the end of it, as you're kind of sitting there just waiting, watching those around you, by the end of it, he slams the book shut, pushes the two guns back towards you. I thank you, sir. And reaches down, pulls out a second pouch of it and would set it down. You can have both for $250 gold, or you can have the one for half price.
250 it is. And he sorts out his 250 gold, puts it on the counter.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. Those things are beautiful.
And just out of character, he only pulled life. Didn't show him death.
Got it. Got it.
But yeah, repack, puts the rounds back in, puts it back in the holster, packs everything and walks off. Good luck, by the way.
You too. Come on back sometime. Hopefully, maybe I'll have something to show you then.
Looking
Ex-
forward to it.
Excitedly puts his book down and away. Liam,
Yes.
what are you doing?
So I would like to find either a shop that sells magic items, or sort of like a shop that can sell us weapons.
Okay. You could find both.
Ooh, okay. Let's look at the magic shop first.
Okay. Okay. That is not at all what I wanted. All right, so you see this shop is closed off. It is a building, small one, but you can walk inside of it. It's not like one of the stalls that you've found common around you. And as you step inside, you feel a slight. It's weird. As you walk through, it feels like you're kind of pulling through, and you step inside. And instantly realize you are looking like yourself once more.
I knew that was coming. I was like, she's gonna take away my guy's self and my silent image. I'm gonna have to do this straight. Okay.
Magic keepers are very... Their stuff's precious.
Let's see if I can pull off another rope of climbing.
All right, what you got? You come inside. Are you looking for anything specific, or do you want to just roll?
I'm looking for anything that we can use as a group. Any one of us, not just for myself. Weapons, armor, items, what have you.
Okay, so I would say roll a D100.
Oh shit, okay. Was not expecting that. Had already pulled out the D20. So let's shift gears then. Where is... There we go. Okay. Don't fuck me, both of you. Oh shit. Right in my food. 47.
Okay. Now the question. Are you trying to steal, or what are you playing? You notice a potion bottle on one of the shelves that seems to catch your eye.
Shopkeep.
The shopkeep, which has been standing there, and you notice all the shelves are low, and they are all made of glass. So there's like anyone that might be trying to hide behind and steal something, they would possibly see it. But he would turn to you and just raise his eyebrow at you.
What is this? It seems so alluring.
The individual would float over towards you and pull it off the shelf and lift it. This would be a potion of frost giant strength.
Interesting. And what does it do?
When you drink it, you feel invigorated, you feel strong, and essentially your strength score would change to 23 for 1 hour.
Interesting. Now, let me ask you, I'm just a simple country half-elf. These big city lights and moves all seem to confuse and disorient me. A strength score of 23. Would you say that's able to take on, say, a large lizard? Particularly one that might have wings? Or would it at least...
Yes. Absolutely.
And how many drinks are in this potion? Is it only one? Or can multiple people drink from it?
One.
One. Interesting. And how much would you say it cost?
This is a rare item. You're looking at about 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold, huh? Interesting. Okay. Let me ask, Do you have any sort of weapons here? Magic weapons, mind you. Daggers, swords, staves,
Sure,
perhaps long-range weapons?
of course. Which one do you want?
You know, let's start with me being a little selfish to myself. Do you have any magic daggers?
Of course. And he would take you over to the shelf with magic daggers.
Okay. And what do we got here?
Magic daggers.
But what kind?
Just regular, like, what do you want? +1, +2, +3?
Do they have any sort of elemental effects?
Mm. No.
That's what I was going for. Okay. Interesting. You know, let me see. Do you have any sort of magic quarterstaffs?
Sure.
Okay. What can they do?
They can hit really hard. +1, +2, +3. What would you like?
I'm sitting here, sir. Let me ask. Do your weapons do anything other than just hit hard?
No,
Okay, then our discussion ends here with that. Uh,
because DM was not expecting this. Oh, crap. This is so frustrating.